Welcome to the July edition of Monday ReTsene with Well Life Inc. By the way, we are in the middle of a huge expansion and a transition. So two things at one time. I'm hoping I will concise this announcement so that we can get into the topic for today, which is July month. We're talking winter warmers. In the Southern Hemisphere, it's winter. In the Northern Hemisphere, I know it's summer, but I think it can also be a winter of your life. So you can go on this journey with us as well when we talk about winter warmers this month of July. So the expansion that we have gone on is, I think you know the brand very well, Pretoria Psychologist in purple and green and signifying growth. And right now we have expanded to Well Life Inc. So Pretoria Psychologist is sort of no more. So the old Pretoria Psychologist is now Well Life Inc. But also, as I said, it's multifold. We have expanded as well. So the Pretoria Psychologist, being Well Life Inc., has got other companies under it as well. And I think as we go on, I will be announcing month to month so that you get used to the brand, so that you get used to the idea. So I wanted to take you along on this journey so that you don't get lost to say, now who are we? Are we new people? Are we different people? No, we are still the same people. It's just that we have expanded. And as I said, we are rebranding and also we are in a transition. The transition I think has been quite difficult. I do not know how to introduce it to you as well, but I think we have gotten a hang of it in terms of how do we transit now from being Pretoria Psychologist. And as you can see, a lot of purple, which also signifies Pretoria, Tshwane, Jacaranda City, also known as Jacaranda City, but now we are going more green in terms of the sense of growth and wellness and total wellness. So Well Life Inc., the slogan is your mental health and wellness hub. So we're looking at all things well. So in this month of July, as I said, we're talking winter warmers. And today I am talking about it is a season for cuddling. And I'm going to be talking about a number of psychological effects of cuddling. So by the way, I am not responsible for any births that happen in April as a result of the topic that I'm going to be embarking on. I'm going to be looking at it from a psychological point of view. I am going to be quoting a little bit of the physical health because it also has a lot of positive impact on physical health, but obviously in more focusing on the psychological impact for obvious reasons because we are a psychology practice. Firstly, the feel-good hormones that get released from cuddling. And cuddling, by the way, it's the oldest form of, what a baby knows, even in utero. So the first senses that get developed, it's actually the sense of touch more than the sense of sight. So meaning that this is something that we know from in utero and then going to birth. So yes, you might be saying to me, Nkatoko, I'm not a cuddler or I'm not a physical touch person. And I understand many people are not physical touch in terms of their love language, but it has shown that even people who do not term physical touch as their love language, they also enjoy the same benefit of cuddling as people who are physical touch love language speakers. So I myself, as you can see, and I think I've also spoken about it a lot during COVID, that I am a physical touch person, and that is why I struggled a lot. I did not struggle a lot from isolation because I'm an extreme introvert, but I struggled a lot from being touch deprived. Yes, I had other people that are very close to me and that I live with, but I missed being touched by many other people in terms of handshakes, in terms of just giving each other hugs, because we had to all socially distance and we could not touch one another. So I was very, very much deprived and I needed that feeling, I actually should go to the extreme and just make every day a cuddle day. And I remember this other time I messaged this other person, I said, I need a cuddle, just because I was so hug deprived. And that is the kind of thing that can happen when you are not being touched, where stress levels, they become heightened, the depressive mode becomes heightened as a result of just being touch deprived. It has been shown in many research, that we release oxytocin. Oxytocin, by the way, it's a bonding hormone. It's a hormone that bonds us to another person. Other people think that by cuddling somebody, you will fall in love with them. No, if you are already on the journey to fall in love with them, you might fall in love with them. But if you are not, you know, you are unlikely to fall in love with somebody just because you are cuddling. It could be just because that's what you need and you are bonded to them. Maybe it's a friendship, or it's a relationship, or be it between male and female. You just bonded and you understand one another, so you become in sync with one another. Another one is lowered heart rate, which has been seen to help, especially when a person is anxious and it's stressed. So when somebody is worked up, is angry, you just give them a hug and their heartbeat syncs with yours and they start to calm down a little bit, and then which then means that they are able to think more rationally than however way they were gonna behave in their anger outburst. Another hormone, it's a serotonin, which is also a feel-good hormone. It's dopamine, which is feel-good hormones. And some of these hormones, yes, we can get them somewhere. They can be released through eating a bar of chocolate, a tub of ice cream, going for a run, doing something you like, listening to music, watching birds, or being in nature. So they can definitely be released in other settings, but there's something that is very unique about a human touch that just makes us to feel so much more calmer, and it just makes us to be accepting to one another. It has also been shown that people who are receiving cuddles on a regular basis, they also have a positive identity or a positive relationship with their own bodies, because they get to accept their bodies the way that they are, because they see that another person is able to embrace them and is able to accept their bodies. So they exhibit a higher self-worth and self-esteem, and there's more body positivity when they receive more hugs. In terms of sparking the romance as well, you might be a couple that is going through a dry patch in your relationship, and cuddling has been shown over and over again to be something that encourages and ignites that spark without having to do anything beyond cuddling. The couple can get closer and closer to one another. So when I say without doing anything other than cuddling, people think that intimacy, it's all about sex or sexual intercourse. It does not have to be that way. When you are cuddling, it's almost like you are hearing each other, that you are with each other in that moment, and that deepens intimacy. I actually often encourage couples who are struggling with intimacy to not actually have sexual intercourse, because sometimes it can be in the way of deepening the relationship and do many other things, other activities that deepens their intimacy versus the sexual intercourse, and then having the sexual intercourse be one of the last or the spin-offs of just being able to connect, especially where there's difficulties in connecting and being compatible sexually. So with that, I am saying that, and by the way, I saw something about 2 months ago where somebody was offering cuddling services, and I wondered, are they making a living out of this? And I'm sure they have identified a gap, and they are leveraging on this need because they know that this is a human need. More and more in the postmodern society, people are living alone, their lives are busy, maybe they don't have time for relationships, and maybe just having those cuddling services can do it for them, for all the benefits, the health benefits that I've talked about. So these were the psychological benefits that I was talking about. And on a physical health benefits, cuddling has been shown to reduce the impact of pain or the perception of pain. It has also been seen to reduce colds. So right now, being that it's winter in the southern hemisphere, to fight off those colds, to boost your immune system, get yourself some cuddles. In other situations where you are staying alone and there's no human cuddling that can be possible, I think growing up, most people had, your human-sized teddies to cuddle, and if you are not allergic to pets, then you can have a pet, a furry friend, like a cat or a dog that you can cuddle with. And obviously, depending on our tolerance of having a pet either on your couch or on your bed or just in the house, that also has been seen and has also been proved to have very positive effect on our well-being and our mental health. So be it that you are a physical touch love language speaker or not, it is totally beneficial, and it's equally beneficial as we walk this journey of warming up our winters so that we don't fall into depressive episodes, so that we are not overly heightened and anxious in our journey. So with this is a Skaftini from myself, Ndala-Magoro. I will see you in the next episode, and keep on cuddling, even if it's just hugging a mug. Maybe that is the only option that you have, but you are most welcome, and keep cuddling.